Neocons and corporate libertarians love to say, if a company wants to import foreign labor, that's a private contract. It doesn't affect you, you have no right to complain. That sounds clean, even logical, but it's completely false, because the company isn't the one paying for its labor, you are. When a company imports low-wage foreign labor, it's not just hiring a worker, it's tapping into an entire social system that it did not build and does not pay for. The worker accepts cheap subsistence-level wages from the company because the rest of their compensation is paid for by society. Social services, housing support, public infrastructure, and state-provided amenities that may not exist in their home country. All of that is paid for by the public, not the employer. And if the worker fails to conform to local laws and customs, we bear the consequences and the cost of maintaining social cohesion and law enforcement, not the company. So no, this is not a private transaction. It's a cost-shifting arrangement, which enriches the corporation and their political allies at the expense of the local population. This is called a negative externality, something libertarian economics explicitly claims to oppose. Some libertarians frame this as a voluntary exchange, but voluntary exchange only applies if both parties are paying the full cost of the transaction. If a company had to pay the full cost of imported labor, including the price of assimilation, those wages would not be cheap anymore. They're cheap only because the taxpayer absorbs the difference. This is corporate welfare. It's just laundered through immigration instead of subsidies. And the same taxpayer who's forced to subsidize this labor is also forced to face the market consequences. When you mass import labor willing to work for less, wages don't just stagnate, they fall. Meanwhile, the demand for housing rises. The demand for public services rises. The cost of maintaining social order rises. So workers face lower bargaining power, while taxpayers face higher bills. This enriches corporations and is rational to foreign workers, but it undermines the local population, which are forced to subsidize their competition. It's a double violation of libertarian philosophy, a welfare state for labor and subsidies for capital. Labor leverage only exists when workers can say no. Subsidized mass labor importations removes that leverage. If wages rise, import more workers. If workers demand better conditions, replace them instantly with someone more desperate, no matter how good of a fit he is for society. And who pays for stabilizing that system when it inevitably breaks down? Not the company, you. You were forced to subsidize the destruction of your own negotiating power and the dilution of your own culture. Perhaps this might have been defensible if mass immigration led to net positive tax contribution, but even the most generous, cherry-picked studies, which ignore long-term and intangible costs like housing pressure and social cohesion, fail to show a clear, durable net benefit. If a company truly believes in the free market, it should pay the full cost of the labor it uses. If it can't do that profitably, then the business model isn't efficient, it's dependent. That's you footing the bill for someone else's labor strategy, and you should have a say in that.